Hi, Year 3. Today we're going to be doing lesson 25, and this is actually the last math lessons that we're going to be doing on fractions. Hooray! Now, today's lesson is actually a bit different because I'm not going to be teaching you anything. I'm just going to be looking through your document and kind of giving you some tips on what to do. So this lesson and these activities is just recap. So it's taking all the things that we've learnt about during this term and putting them all together. So let's have a look. This first one, it says tick the shapes that have been divided into equal parts. So you have this shape, this one, and this one. Remember, equal parts mean that they are the exact same. They have the same amount in it. So it might be that it was folded and this side is the same. If we put it together, you could see one isn't smaller or one isn't bigger than the other one. So they're equal parts. So tick, there might be more than one in this one. So you give a tick to which ones or which one have been divided into equal parts. Here, match the fraction to the correct image. So here we have three fractions, a third, a fifth, and a sixth, and you'll have to match it to our fractions here. A good tip is just to already see how much that shape or amount has been divided into, because then that way you can find your denominator. So for example here, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One part has been selected out of my 5, so I know that 5 would be in my denominator and 1 would be in my numerator. Here, even though this is actually 4 out of 12, if you look at it in a different way, that's 1 group, 2 group, 3 groups, 1 group out of how many groups? I'm not going to give away too much there, but I think you should be able to figure that out. With this one, you can just draw a line if you'd like to, or put the fraction next to the shape, the image rather, however you want to do it. Here, simple enough, these two, what fraction of the shape has been shaded. Again, remember your denominator is how much the whole thing is, the total amount that it's been split into, and then your numerator is the amount that's been selected. Here, 1/2 of 12. So you could either do 12 divided by 2, because we know that a half means you're dividing by 2. Here you also have 12 dots, so you can put them into groups 3, however you want. Hopefully you know your times tables, so 2 times what is equal to 12, that should help you here. Same thing, a quarter. So if we're talking about quarters, you want to divide into 4. So a quarter of 16. What times 4 is equal to 16? So thing, you have 16 dots. You can put them into groups of 4 and see how much that is. Luckily, both this 1/2 and 1/4, you just have to multiply it by 1 afterwards, because these are your unit fractions. So you, pretty much 1/2 of 12, you're just going to use your times tables really here. Here, there are 12 pods. 3/4 of pods have people in them. How many pods have people in them? So here, you might want to use your W, D, D, M, and N. So 3/4 of 12, we'll find that. So whole divided by denominator, 3/4. Then multiply that answer by your numerator. Okay? Complete the sentence below. 1/4 is equal to how many 8s? Luckily, they've given you this nice little diagram as well. So what I would do is shade in 1/4. So even visually, you can kind of see that you can look at this into 4 groups, 4 columns. So just shade one of those, even though altogether there's 8, figure out how many that is in 8. You could also do some equivalent fractions here, because 1/4, so I have 1 in my numerator, 4 in my denominator, is equal to something 8. So 4 times what is equal to 8? Whatever that number is, do that, multiply that by your numerator. So for instance, if it was 12, I know that 12 divided by 4 is 3. So I would do 1 times 3. So whatever happens at the top needs to happen at the bottom. In this case, you know the bottom, so you'll need to do it to the top. On his birthday, Rashid gave some of his cakes to his little sister. He ate 2/5 of the cake, and she ate 2/5 of the cake. What fraction of the cake did they eat all together? Already here, all together, what does that mean we want to do? Addition. In this case, we want addition, so we want 2/5 plus 2/5. complete the number line. Hopefully it will be fine on your computer as well, but here you have 5 and it's counting in tenths. So it's the same thing that we did with 1, so up to 1, so 0, 1 tenth, 2 tenth, 3 tenth, 4 tenth, 5 tenth, 6 tenth, 7 tenth, 8 tenth, 9 tenth, 10 tenths being the 1. This would be if our number line kept on going. So now we're actually starting at 5. So 5 and something, 5 and 2 tenth, 5 and 3 tenth, 5 and 4 tenth, 5 and 5 and 6 tenth, 5 and 7 tenth, 5 and 8 tenth. So you'll just need to fill these two out. And last one here, 2 steps here, because you'll need to put either our greater than, less than, or equal sign in here. So first you'll need to find a quarter of 20. Again, you could use WDD, MN here, 20 divided by 4, whole divided by denominator, then multiply it by your numerator. Find out that answer as well. Luckily, these are all unit fractions, so just thinking to yourself, 4 times what equals 20, that will help you. Write that answer here, then compare a fifth of 20. It's the same thing, 20 divided by 5, and have that answer times 1, or what times 5 is equal to 20. Same here, half of 4, so 4 divided by 2, and a half of 8, so 8 divided by 2. And put in which ones, once you find the answers, put in this corresponding sign. That is all for this lesson. So again, it's taking everything that we've learned and putting it all in one activity. And hopefully you've had a fun time learning about fractions. My goal and all of our goals as teachers at Shaftesbury Park Primary School is to make sure learning's fun for you, and we really hope that you've enjoyed it. And from what we've seen in the work that you've been sending, you guys have been doing such a great job. So keep up the great work. Do your best on this. If you want to look back on things, if you're trying to remember WDD, have a look back, things like that, and just try your best. All right, see you later.